Family life was very lacking. I don't remember much of it because I think I spent a lot of time blocking a lot of it out. Been technically on my own since I was like 10. When I was 13, I got emancipated because it was more lucrative for my father. Yeah, so I had to find work. So I had somebody that was like a father figure to me, but he was also a bookie, and I ran numbers for him. People wouldn't always pay their debts, and so I would go with him, and we would get our money any means possible. It got to a point where beating somebody up was as easy as breathing, really. And because you lose you're numb to it. You get numb to it over time. It's no big deal. I ended up selling cars, and I was really good at that because I'm a master manipulator anyways, at that point in my life, because you had to be. If you're on the streets or this or that, you did what you had to do to survive no matter what. And at that point, I had met somebody, I got married, and I have 2 beautiful, beautiful children. Life was just kind of going along, we had the big house, nice car. I had some back problems, and I went to the doctor. I started taking pain medication, and I'm an extremist. I don't do anything halfway. And man, once I got that feeling, I did them all, and then some. As time went on, I lost my house. My significant other at that time, she ended up moving up to Wairika. So at this point, I have nothing left. Not even pictures, not even clothes, not even. And then I wasn't seeing the kids at all. So then I started smoking dope, meth. It covered the pain, At that point, I picked up dealing. I found Clay Street, and it was right up my alley for what I needed to do over there. And, so I was there for a long time, and, it got to a point where, nothing really happened in that neighborhood without me knowing about or being okay with it. Ran into Bethel, the students were in that neighborhood. So I'd be running drugs all day long, most of the night, but for a good 2-3 hours, I'd end up over at the student's house, and there was, didn't matter to them, just didn't matter to them that what I was doing. They loved me fiercely, real fiercely. So then I tried to go to church with them, and I couldn't even sit through a worship service without just bawling. I would have to get up and leave. I had lost all hope that nothing was ever going to change, that I'd never see my children again, that I would never have anything again. So I had actually tried to stop doing drugs, and I couldn't do it. But they didn't condemn me either. They still loved me. And at that point, I had actually, because of them, I'd actually started going to my court dates. And I got I got sentenced. They told me that I was going to go to state prison. And and I got remanded right there. So in other words, I got taken into custody. So I was sitting in holding cell. I said, I told God, I said, you drive, I'll ride, whatever you say goes. And at that point, I gave everything. I gave everything over to him. I just let him take control. And I asked Jesus just to come and just be with me. And within 10 minutes, I got sober. And I never had a withdrawal from any kind of drug. Smoked for 22 years, not even a craving for a cigarette. I remember sitting on my flat, my bed, And I asked the Holy Spirit just to come and tell me what's next. And we started a Bible study. That was pretty much what, it just kind of all fell into place. And it ended up being so big that for the last 45 minutes before lights out, they would open both tiers so everybody could come out to Bible study. So those Bible studies were pretty powerful. People were getting saved. People were getting just healed of things. To see these men they're broken, and just, these tough guys just break down and go, wow, what a big God. Finally, I got sent off to high desert, and that was, I wasn't scared. I actually remember when we pulled up and getting out, we were at the gate. First time I've ever seen, 12-foot high fences with razor sharp barbed wire all through it. And I looked at it and laughed and was excited to be there, because I knew that God wouldn't be sending me there unless he had something for me to do. I ended up spending so much time with God that I would literally feel the Holy Spirit walk next to me and whisper things in my ears. And about people, for myself. And we had a chapel in there that I volunteered at, and I ended up having a lot of favor with inmates and COs, because everything that I said that I walked the walk and talked the talk. I didn't stray from it. And so I did, I taught Celebrate Recovery. I was the head for NAAA, and then another program called CROP, which is Conflict Resolution Option for Peace program. I didn't have anybody on the outside here, so I didn't have anybody sending me packages in or putting money on my books. But you know what? I never wanted for anything. I always had food. I always had hygiene. I always had this and that. So as I was getting out, I had no idea where I was going to go. I got out on a Saturday, and I couldn't wait to go to church on Sunday. And I went to Twin View, and I just wept. Somebody came up to me and gave me a painting, a prophetic art painting, after the service that was a sun coming up. This is a new dawn of a new day. I started volunteering as security, doing security there, and just absorbing everything that was around me. About 3 months ago, I had to sit down with the guy that does the hiring for security. Within a day, I did paperwork and they hired me on. At this point in my life, I'm about to marry the most incredible woman in my life that I've ever met in my life. She loves my heart the way it needs to be loved. I've waited my whole life for a love like this. Now, because our God is a God of restoration and reconciliation, that I can go see my children whenever I want to. And I actually have a good friendship. Me and my ex-wife, we have a workable relationship, a talkable relationship. What I want to see is just the most unwanted wanted again. I want to be that face that they reach out to help them really receive the Father's love. Isaiah 61:7 that says that your shame will be replaced with double honor. And I experience that on a daily basis. Doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter what you've done. You know what? If you take one step forward, he'll come running. Because I'm living proof that the worst of the worst can become the best of the best.